Hello, and thank you for joining our live interactive telephone town hall with L&I Secretary Jerry Oleksiak and UC Benefits Policy Director Susan Dickinson. My name is Dirk, and I'll be today's moderator. The goal of this event is to provide you with helpful information and to answer your questions, as well as update you on Pennsylvania's unemployment benefits programs during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, as I mentioned, this is an interactive forum, and we would love to hear from you. If you have a question, you can press *3 on your phone keypad at any time, and you'll be placed in line to speak with a member of our staff. They will take down your name and where you're calling from. And if you're a reporter, the media outlet you represent. The next time you hear your name, you'll be live on the call and able to ask your question directly. If you are streaming the event on our website, you can simply type your name and question below the streaming player. We'll do our best to answer as many questions as we possibly can this afternoon. Again, to ask a question, please press *3 on your telephone keypad. We receive a lot of questions on our live events, so if we're not able to get to your question, please send us an email at uctownhall@pa.gov. So let's begin with opening remarks. Secretary Oleksiak, we start with you, sir.
Thank you, Dirk, and thank you to everyone who was on the call. We appreciate your being a part of this. This is our first time doing this, so we're looking forward to answering as many of your questions as we can. As you are well aware, this is an unprecedented situation that we are dealing with. Historic, it's been an avalanche, challenging, that whatever adjectives, words you want to use to describe it. I'd like to put our current numbers in some context. In the height of the recession, the Great Recession in the early 2000s, the highest single year we had for unemployment compensation claims was 2010, when there were 960,000 new claims for the year. From the time the pandemic mitigation efforts began in mid-March, within 3 weeks of that March 15th date, we had reached 1 million. So in 3 weeks, we went over our highest number for the year during the Great Recession. We were staffed for what we were working with at the time before the pandemic, which was record low unemployment. So we had to make some pretty quick adjustments, and we did. And I'll talk about those in a minute. In addition to the traditional UC work that we do, unemployment compensation work that we do, we've also been responsible for implementing the three of the phases of the CARES Act, which affect unemployment. One of those is the federal pandemic unemployment compensation. That's the FPUC, which is the extra $600 per week for anyone who is currently receiving unemployment benefits. We also have the pandemic unemployment assistance. That's a brand new for people who are traditionally not eligible for unemployment. So that includes people who are self-employed, gig workers, contractors, others who would not normally be eligible for the traditional unemployment compensation system. And the third phase of the CARES Act that we've most recently implemented is the pandemic emergency unemployment compensation piece, which is the additional 13 weeks of benefits to people who have exhausted their regular UC. Since mid-March, since those mitigation efforts began, we have been able to pay out a total of close to $11 billion, that's billion with a B, in benefits that has been paid to claimants. Over $6 billion of that from our regular unemployment compensation program, close to $4 billion from our federal pandemic unemployment compensation system, which is the extra $600. Over $650 million from PUA, the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, and $6 million from the most recent phase that we've begun, which is the Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Compensation, the extra 13 weeks. So we have had, since the beginning of the pandemic, since March 15th, over 2.3 million claims. So in the approximately 3 months that we have been working with the pandemic, we have 2.3 million claims. And we've done a lot, as you can hear, to get benefits out the door to our citizens who we know need them and are entitled to them. Unfortunately, there are frustrations, there are delays. It's just the overwhelming numbers that we are working with. So we understand that if you're not on the right side of those statistics, if you aren't part of that close to $11 billion in benefits, then it doesn't really help you. And we have done all we can to improve our customer service. Our unemployment compensation staff has worked over 90,000 overtime hours. We have, by the end of this month, beginning of June, we're going to have about over 1,400 total unemployment compensation staff, an increase from about 770 that we had before the pandemic came on. We've hired new people. We've brought back about 100 retirees. We have got over 300 people from other state agencies and from within our own agency that we have reassigned to emails and phone calls. We have a virtual assistant similar to an Alexi kind of program that's answered almost 200,000 calls. This virtual assistant can answer questions, but is not able to refer people to a live person. But we've done 200,000 calls with that. And we have a lot of frequently asked questions up on our website, uc.pa.gov. And we update those questions constantly. So we are as frustrated that we haven't been able to get to everyone as some of you are. We have family and friends who have been impacted by this virus, just as you have family and friends, and maybe yourselves, that have been impacted by this, not just medically, but certainly financially and certainly emotionally. So as fellow citizens and as residents of this great Commonwealth, we understand that. And we are doing all we can to continue to provide the service that we need. I've been the secretary for close to 2.5 years, and from the very beginning, I've reminded our staff that it's important for us to check the boxes, to get the forms filled out, to follow the policies and the rules and regs and all that we have to with federal and state rules. But what's equally important, and in this case probably more important, is that we remember there are real people at the end of the process that, again, people that need us. And we feel very responsible to do what we can to reach as many people as we can to make sure that they are getting those benefits. And we will not be satisfied until everyone who is entitled to those benefits and has applied for them is receiving them. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Susan Dickinson, who is the Director of Unemployment Compensation Benefits and Policy. Susan has some information she will share, and after that, we'll be happy to take your questions. Thank you, Dirk, and go ahead, Susan.
Thank you, Secretary. Good afternoon, everyone. If you are someone who is watching this online and listening, I'm going to show just 10 slides and talk about our different programs. If you're on the phone, no worries. You don't need to see everything that we're seeing in order, for me to explain it to you. So I'll be sure to make sure everyone has the information. So first, one of the biggest questions that we're receiving is what program someone should file for. The CARES Act, which was signed back in March, has multiple programs underneath it, and it tends to get a little confusing. Basically, when the federal government authorized all these programs, they also give us instructions on how we have to administer the programs. So what they have done is they've told us that if you can qualify for regular unemployment, you have to take regular unemployment. So you don't get to decide. We also don't get to decide. We all have to follow this guidance. So when in doubt, if you are self-employed, but you think you've done enough work, you might qualify for regular UC, it's always best to apply for regular UC first. Somewhere down the line, if you do file for the PUA program, which is our Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, and we find out that, you really could have qualified for regular UC and you shouldn't be on PUA, you'll end up being overpaid on PUA, and we're going to move you over to regular UC. I won't get too much into the weeds of it, but that's basically the pattern we have to follow is if you can qualify for regular UC, you should. Now, for those people who have exhausted a regular UC claim and you don't qualify for a new UC claim yet, but perhaps you would if you are outside of your benefit year, or you just simply don't have the wages to qualify for UC, but you have an exhausted claim, then you could qualify for the Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Compensation, which is the PEUC program. This is just a 13-week extension of an existing claim. So this is also a program that we have to pay before the PUA program. PUA will come absolutely last. So we see if people can qualify for regular UC. If not, can they qualify for PEUC? And then if not, then we would look at the PUA program. Now, on top of all of these programs is the federal pandemic unemployment compensation. This is the additional $600 that gets paid on top of the benefits that we pay on those other programs. This is a separate payment from your regular benefit payment. However, depending on the program, you may receive that payment about a week later after you receive your regular benefit payment, or if you are on PUA, it generally comes around the same time, even though it is made separately. So I did want to mention new developments as of this weekend with our Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program is that we are finding a lot of fraud with the program. It's stemming from people's identities who have been stolen in the past from other sources. It doesn't have to do with the department. We've thought about maybe the Equifax breach from last year. It could be from anything. But anyway, claims are being filed in people's names where they have not had a claim before and they haven't filed for any benefits. So because of this, the department is temporarily switching everybody to paper checks. So if you are filing on PUA and you've been receiving direct deposit or debit card deposits, then what you're going to see is that you'll receive paper checks temporarily while we ferret out, who the fraudsters are and make sure that we address those claims. So there is a mailing that you'll be receiving, depending on the speed of the mail, probably next week sometime. And it explains this to everybody who has a claim that we are switching you to paper checks just temporarily. And there is more information about this on our website, www.uc.pa.gov/fraud. And so you can keep checking that up, that website, and seeing what our latest information is as we go through this issue. And this is an issue not just with Pennsylvania. We're seeing it in the PUA programs of all the states. So every state in the nation is being hit by this, and we're all trying to work together to make sure that we combat the fraud. We want those federal benefits to be available for the people who really need them. So we're trying to take steps to make sure that is stopped. So on to when to open a UC claim. When you are filing for unemployment, the unemployment law is interesting. It's very strict, actually. You cannot file a week in advance. You can't file or open a claim until you are actually unemployed. So if you're told on Friday, that you'll be laid off next week, you can't file a claim Friday or Saturday. It'll be the wrong date. You'll be too early. You won't be eligible for that week. What you have to do is you have to wait for the following week, starting on Sunday, when you actually are unemployed, and then you can open your regular claim or your PUA claim if you're self-employed. So there are rules about how late you can file as well. So if you miss filing and opening your claim in that week and you contact us the following week, then you're actually late, and we would have to look at your reason if you wanted to backdate it to the last week to see if you were, allowed or not. Now, during this pandemic, of course, we are backdating a lot of claims because as people are able to reach us on the phone, if they don't have internet access, clearly the volumes that we're dealing with make it necessary for us to backdate everyone's claim if they haven't been able to reach us for a month or more. So right now that's not a huge concern, but going forward, especially once things are a little bit more calmer, we'll get back to our strict regulations where you do have to file the week that you are unemployed. All right, and so the UC process, we did have a lot of individuals who were new to unemployment, who had never filed a claim before. Just by sheer volume, so many people weren't used to our program, and they'd never encountered us before. So here, there's a slide that shows the process of getting prepared for a new job side by side with getting prepared for a UC initial claim. So what it displays is that getting ready for a new job, there's a get ready phase where you have your first day, you go in, you fill in paperwork, you get your badge. It's pretty much getting you ready for your new job. On the unemployment side, that's what an initial claim is. So when you file your initial claim, there are no payments or anything associated with that. All you're doing is telling us, hey, I'm going to be unemployed, it seems, so I'm going to need your help. So we get you ready at that point. We gather information from you, we review your eligibility, we send you the information you need to file, such as your personal identification number for regular UC, and so we get you ready. And then what happens, just like in a regular job, you would work for 2 weeks, you would submit your timesheets for those 2 weeks, and then you would get paid. Unemployment is just the same. So after you open your initial claim and we get you ready, you're going to be unemployed for 2 weeks, and then you submit your 2 biweekly claims. We also call them continuing claims. And then we pay you for those claims. And then throughout your claim, you're just going to keep filing every 2 weeks and receive your payments. So on our website, we do have a handy little graphic that shows the whole unemployment process. I took this snippet for those of you who can see the slideshow. I'm showing a graph of what a calendar looks like and when you receive your payment. So depending on the day of the week that you file your biweekly claims, you're pretty much going to receive payment 2 days later. And you can file your biweekly claims anytime from Sunday through Friday during the week that they're due. But just like with with opening your claim, there are strict rules around when you can file your biweekly claim, and it has to be during that week. Otherwise, it's considered late, and then it's an issue we have to look into. Again, because of the pandemic, we're being very lenient with that right now, trying to open up weeks that are older so that people can file for them without having to contact us. But at some point, we will be going back to having to, make sure that you file your biweekly claim during the week that it is due and not any later. Here I have just a quick graphic to show how the SPUC, the $600 payments, are made in Pennsylvania. As I mentioned, and this is strictly for the UC and PEUC process. I'll mention PUA in a second, but they're only made once a week for all claimants. So the department's not issuing SPUC payments every night like we are with regular payments. We only make them Thursday nights. So if you file for your weeks, say on a Sunday, and you receive your regular benefit payments on Tuesday or Wednesday, you should expect to receive your $600 payments a week after that. So you won't get them in the same time. You won't even get them in the same week. You'll have to keep your eye out for those coming at a later date. Now, when it comes to the PUA program, that's a modernized system, so it's much more user-friendly, and we are able to make those payments pretty much at the same time as your regular payments. So you'll see those a lot faster if you are on the PUA program. And I also want to draw everyone's attention to, if you haven't seen it on our website yet, we do have a guide called What's Wrong with My Unemployment Claim. It's about 5 pages long, and it gives examples if you haven't received a PIN from us yet, or if you haven't received a financial determination, or if you haven't received your payment. There's a bunch of ideas on this guide that will explain to you what's going on. For example, if you are someone who had base year wages over $100,000, Our system is not equipped to handle that. It's over 40 years old, and no one dreamed at the time that anyone would have, any type of salary over $100,000. That was crazy. So it wasn't constructed to handle that. So if you have a salary over $100,000, we have to manually handle your claim before you can get set up and get any payments. If you accidentally put in wrong information about your identity, that's also going to hold up your claim. We cross-check every claim real time at the time you submit it with Social Security Administration records. So if it does not match exactly what the Social Security Administration has for you, it's going to hold up your claim while we verify your identity. If you go to our website, www.uc.pa.gov/unemployment-benefits/UC guide/pages, you will /default. It's a long address. It's not a fun address, but you can find it when going onto our site. You can just search. There is a search function on our website for the "What's Wrong with My Unemployment Claim," and you should be able to find our guide and maybe see if the situation that you are in is one of those situations. Finally, going back to work. It is that time when a lot of counties are moving into yellow and green zones, and so a lot of people will be going back to work. If you are one of those individuals, there is no need to contact us to tell us you're going back to work. You simply need to stop filing continuing claims, beginning with the first week that you're working full-time. If you go back to work part-time or even sporadically, you do report your earnings to us each week. You report the earnings when earned, not when paid. And there could be a delay in benefits if you're fully unemployed for a week, which follows a week where you were partially unemployed. It gets a little tricky because in unemployment law, if you're suddenly fully unemployed after a week where you had some payments, now we have to find out why. Why is it you're not employed? And of course, during the pandemic, everything was different than our usual world. A lot of employers may have had people coming in, maybe not every week, but once in a while to do certain things. And so it did create an issue with reopening everyone's claims each time that happens. So if you do work full time and then become unemployed again, then you will need to reopen your claim with us, which is pretty much like filing an initial claim. It's all the same questions. It's the same application. Finally, for contacting us, our website, www.uc.pa.gov, is the best way to get information about us and contact information. There's information about our program. For individuals who do not have internet access, our phone number for the service centers is 888-313-7284. And of course, it is very busy a lot. I always give people the tip to try to call us later in the week. Thursdays and Fridays are always better than Mondays and Tuesdays. They're the busiest. We had expanded our hours in the beginning of this to 8 to 4 every day from Monday through Friday. But there's also, for those of you who do have online access, we have live chat from our website. So you can try getting us via live chat, and that's open from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., so the hours are a little more expanded there. So you may have better luck, reaching us through chat than on the telephone, and then that frees up the telephone for those people who truly need to reach us that way. We have our email as well. The email that you send to uchelp@pa.gov. Our website says that it takes, 40-some days for a response. That's not actually true. That's the absolute latest email, the oldest email we have in the queue, which we've already looked at, but we're still resolving the person's claim. So, a lot of people, you may find that, especially over the weekend, if you email us, might email you right back. Because we have some people looking at the newest emails, and most people are going oldest to newest. So we ask that you don't send us duplicates. If you've already sent us one email, that's good enough. You have your place in line, and we will definitely be getting to you. With that, I think we will turn it back over to the moderator, and we will be able to take questions.
Susan, if I could add, Dirk, excuse me, if I could add one thing, and I should have mentioned this in the beginning. Given the very public nature of this event and the private nature of the information you shared with your claims, we will not be able to get into specific claims today. We'll be talking in more general terms about concerns and questions that people have, but it won't be about a specific claim. So I just wanted to put that out there. Thank you. Thanks, Dirk.
Thank you very much, Secretary. And yes, it is time to get to some questions. If you have a question that you would like to ask live on this call, please press *3 on your telephone keypad to be placed into the question queue. And we've got Chester waiting in line. Chester, you're live on the call. What is your question?
Okay. First of all, good afternoon. Thanks for taking my call. I know you guys are overwhelmed. I think my question is more broad and pertains to a lot of people in my situation. I follow the guidelines of the PEUC program, and I exhausted early April. And I got an email May 17th or 18th of Sunday stating that the PEUC was now active and ready to go. So I went ahead and I filed, I'm going to say 7 weeks of back claims. And I'm just kind of curious to, like, what is the procedure or protocol on when you guys are going to release those 7 weeks of funds, and will it be in a lump sum or et cetera? Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. Thank you, Chester. And actually, there is an IT issue happening, and I hate to throw it to that, but that's what's happening. An IT issue happening where even though your weeks went through successfully, the payments may not have been made because they actually were made from your UC claim, which, as you know, is out of money. That's why you're on this program. So our IT staff is fixing everything they can. We manually have staff going in and making those payments as fast as possible. But what we're going to do this weekend on Sunday is have all of those weeks open again. I know everyone has already filed, but it's better for you to go in and just refile for those weeks again this coming Sunday or Monday. It doesn't have to be Sunday. You have from Sunday through Friday. Refile for all of those weeks this upcoming week, and then you should receive your payments. As I mentioned, in the meantime, staff are finding these payments on our pending payment lists, and they are making payments as they come across them. But by the time they get through all of those, it would just be faster for you probably because your technology is faster than manpower, that's for sure, to just go in and refile for your weeks this coming week. And then hopefully everything is working the way it should. This is a program that we had 10 years ago, and so we've dusted it off and made it start working again. And it's, for such a simple program, has been quite ornery. So we're from the IT side. So hopefully this week it will work and you will get your payments.
We've got a question for Marla next. Marla, what would you like to know?
Yes, I was downsized April 3rd from my position, and it was a seasonal one, and it ended. I applied, and I was denied, and I worked 6 months. I started October and ended like April 3rd, and my counterparts, there were probably 10 of them, all received unemployment, and they're getting it already, and I haven't. And then part 2 is I did the appeal, and on the letter, they said you needed to complete it by April 30th, but I didn't get my appeal until May 7th. So it took 7 days from Harrisburg for me to get my appeal. So when I sent my appeal in, I copied the date, and I'm just hoping that they'll extend it for me because I did it as soon as I could, but it didn't actually get in my hands till May 7th.
Hi, Marla. So this actually goes to what the unemployment law states that we use as your work history to establish your claim. So it's not, we don't get to decide which wages and which time periods we use. It's called a base year, and the base year in Pennsylvania unemployment law is the first 4 quarters of the last 5 completed calendar quarters. Sounds like a tongue twister, but what it means is if you are opening a claim anytime in this current quarter, so we're talking April, May, or June, the base year that we have to use for your eligibility is January 2019 through December 2019. For anyone who may be listening who opened a claim in March, your base year was 3 months earlier. So your base year was October 2018 through September 2019. So the base year is based on quarters. And so what's going to happen is if you don't have any other wages in 2019, so it appears that you will remain ineligible. We're not missing any wages from another employer or from another state or anything. You will likely remain ineligible for regular UC. However, right now we have the PUA program, which is designed for those individuals who do not qualify for regular UC. A lot of people think of the self-employed individuals as the ones qualifying for PUA, and that's true, but it's also for anyone else who does not qualify otherwise. So this would be your situation. If you don't have any other wages in 2019 prior to October, you won't be eligible for regular UC, and you should open a PUA claim, which you can do, on our website is the best way, www.uc.pa.gov/PUA. And the appeal process, I do want to point out, even though, if you won't need to go through the appeal process if you have no wages to add, there would be no reason to. If someone does receive a form to appeal and the appeal date has passed, you should still appeal it if you have, something to add or some information that was not used in that determination. And the reason is because the referees all understand right now that the mailroom had been backed up since this pandemic really got going, and determinations were all late getting out. So if you do receive something after the appeal date and you still want to appeal, please do. And then the referee will just look at the merits of the case. They'll see that, it was mailed late, you received it late, and they'll proceed from there.
Thank you very much, Susan. We've got Mary Ann on the line right now. Mary Ann, you're live on the call. What's your question?
Yes, good afternoon. Receiving biweekly benefits successfully from March the 12th through May the 2nd, all of a sudden there is a message that says there is an issue. This message has been coming online repeatedly. Will the unemployment office notify me exactly what the issue is, and will it be by telephone or by email?
So on our regular UC program, because it's an older program, and then I'll mention PUA in just a minute. On our regular UC program, if you file your biweekly claims and there is some sort of issue raised, we get that in a workflow, and we then are able to examine it, and if we need to contact you, we will contact you. So if there is some sort of issue that comes up, individuals don't need to contact us. We'll get a hold of you when when it's time and when we need the information from you. A lot of times, and we've tried to improve the language on our applications so that there are fewer mistakes. But a lot of times, the reasons that payments are held up is simply because of mistakes being made in the questions, in answering the questions. The number one misanswered question in all of our questions on the continuing claim is, were you able and available to work? A lot of people say no. And if you're not able and available to work, you're not eligible for unemployment. So most often people, when we call them to find out why they weren't able and available to work, it turns out it was a mistake and they did not understand the question. Being able to work just means physically being able to. You weren't too sick that week, or you didn't, have some sort of physical reason that you weren't able to work. And then being available to work just means you were available to accept some sort of work. In the pandemic, this has been a very broad category. Normally it's a little more strict, but the federal government told us that since everyone is confined to home, we have to manage it a little more broadly. So if you are, confined to home and you usually go to work, that doesn't necessarily mean you're not available to work. If you could theoretically accept some sort of work from your home, work drops out of the sky into your house, that any type of thing, even if you're not used to working from home, if you theoretically could, you are able and available to work. So this is one of those, the good news is that there's no issue. Once we actually talk to you and we find out that someone answered that incorrectly, we can release your payments right away and it's not a problem. But of course, it's held up your payments until then, until we could talk to you and work it out and understand what happened. So when filing continuing claims, read our instructions really carefully, make sure you're answering everything correctly. Occasionally depending on your situation and, without looking at your claim, it's hard to tell, but there's also different cross matches and things in the background that we do. There's always a chance that, someone is on a cross match. For example, we have a new hires cross match. So as people are going back to work, your employers may be reporting to us that you've been rehired, and that will put an automatic stop on your payments. So, there's multiple things that could be going on there.
Moving on, we've got Michelle with a question. Michelle, go ahead. You're live.
Hi, thanks for doing this and thanks for taking my call. I'm a restaurant worker, been out of work obviously. So my concern is that if we are asked to come back with the new zones and we'd still be part-time, do we still have to work under our threshold that we were given? And will it affect the extra $600? Basically, am I able to work 1 week full-time, next week part-time, depending on how it works? I hope this makes sense.
Yes, and actually, you adjust if your hours fluctuate week to week. You adjust when you're reporting your continuing claim. You would put in the gross amount of wages that you earned that week. So it will fluctuate, I'm sure, time to time. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the first part presentation, if you have a full week of unemployment that comes after a partial week of unemployment, that may be an issue that we then have to ask you, why is it you're unemployed now? Which, is an easy answer, of course, because, you just weren't offered the hours. But as, part of unemployment law, we always have to check. So that will be the only thing that kind of delays something. Otherwise, if you just have some hours each week, you'll be able to continue receiving partial payments. And the $600 payments are made no matter what payment you receive. So it doesn't have to be a full week payment. It could be a partial week payment, and you'll still receive the $600.
Thank you, Susan. Now we've got a question from online. Jessica asks, can you tell us more about the paper checks? Is it just for the PUA or the $600 too? Regular UC? How long? And should we upload any documents?
That's a great question. So the paper checks right now are just for the PUA program and all of the payments made on the PUA program. So it could be the regular payment or it could be the $600 payment. And it is temporary. We don't have a specific date set yet. We are working with the vendor who gave us the software to put in some additional verification items for your identities to make sure that real people are filing these claims. So after we can get the additional verification in there, we will likely, as long as everything seems safe and it seems good, we'll likely switch back to your preferred method of payment. So for regular UC, we're not switching to paper checks right now. However, I do know that occasionally people will receive paper checks if their direct deposit isn't set up in time and a debit card was not issued for them. It doesn't happen very often, but it is possible that someone on UC could receive a paper check. It's just not a normal type of a thing.
Thank you for that answer. Another question from online. Cassandra wonders, what if you are moving? How will checks continue?
If you do move, you would need to do two things. And first is, of course, to contact the post office and get the forwarding done, but also by changing your address with us. And you can do that online. You could also send us an email or contact us if you can. I know contacting us is difficult, but you are able to make that adjustment, and that way we make sure that your paper checks go to the right place.
Thank you. Now back to a live question. We've got Vincent on the line. Go ahead, sir. What would you like to know?
Hello?
Yes, sir. You're live on the call. What's your question?
Okay, sorry. My question is, I am still trying to file my backdated weeks for March and April. I've only been able to successfully file 3 weeks for May, the first, second, third week of May. My question is, when are we going to manually ourselves go in the PUA system and successfully file our backdated weeks? Because it is a lot of money that's owed to me at the moment, and I could really use it for bills and everything else.
Hi, Vincent. So there's a couple things that could apply. First of all, there is a button on the dashboard that had not been working, but I believe it's been fixed as of yesterday, called, it's for backdating your claim. It's a backdate request. So if you use the backdate request, that should be able to route it, to us to be able to approve the backdating. However, you are probably one of the many people caught in that it was kind of like a circle where your first week of the claim, the way that the system set the effective dates of your claim, it set it during the last week that you were fully employed, which created a problem because you're fully employed. So then it kind of shut down the weeks after that. So we have been working with our vendor to open up all of those weeks for everyone, and it's now been officially 3 weeks since we went fully live with the system. So we are getting closer, and we will be able to open up all of those back weeks for anyone who is affected as soon as we get the go-ahead from the vendor. And then, everyone will be able to receive their payments that way. So when that functionality is finally figured out and it's tested and it's ready to go, we'll make sure that we send an email to everyone who has a PUA claim. Not everybody was affected, but we'll just send it to everyone to make sure everyone receives it. And then you'll be able to go in and file for your back weeks. And then the third option, which we've just kind of been doing in the meantime, is to call people and certify the weeks verbally over the phone and then just make the payments. So because there's no way for us to set up your weeks for filing, but we can set up the payments. I know that sounds strange, but so what you can do is, if you haven't sent an email yet to ucpua@pa.gov, you can just send an email saying you're looking for your back weeks. And then when someone gets to that email, they'll be able to call you and certify the weeks. At this point, I'm thinking it'll be faster. I think the vendor is almost there with opening up the weeks, but it wouldn't hurt to just send one email and say you're looking for this, and that way we'll be able to collect all of your back weeks and you'll be able to get those payments.
Our next question was submitted online from Basak, and he wonders, when should we report earnings as a business owner or self-employed on a weekly claim? Should we report when earned or when received?
So the answer for everyone is report when earned. So regardless if you're self-employed or if you're a traditional employee or maybe you do some of both, you want to report your earnings when earned. So this actually becomes tricky. I've talked to, and I know a lot of self-employed individuals who say, well, I'm not even really sure. Sometimes you don't even know how much money you might get for a certain transaction that you're working on. How do I, if I'm someone who sells, antiques or something, and I sell a cup that day, but I'm not getting paid until the next week, what do I do? So our advice is just the best you can estimate how much during a week, if you did work, even if you didn't get paid yet, how much that work was worth, and then report that to us for the full week. It's not going to be an exact science. And when you do report your earnings, so this is where those who are self-employed and those who are traditional employees will differ. Traditional employees are supposed to report their gross earnings to us, but if you are self-employed, you want to report your net earnings. So the cost of the goods, so what you made minus the cost of making it or selling it. So everybody reports when earned, but self-employed report net, whereas traditional employees report gross.
All right, our next question comes from John online, and he asks or states he believes he was overpaid. Will he have to pay the money back? If so, how does he do that?
The answer is yes. If you do have an overpayment, we end up setting up the overpayments. And I know that we will have a lot of overpayments on our hands because of the PPP loans, which a lot of employers received and then paid individuals, and a lot of it was back pay for weeks that we already paid. So there will be a lot of overpayments probably going out. Now, overpayments are classified in many different ways, and these would be the type that are not your fault. So, they're a non-fault overpayment, which means if you don't just simply send us a check to overpay it, what we do is we take a third of each week of your future unemployment benefits to go toward the overpayment, and then we pay 2/3 to you. So there's, if anyone did receive back pay from either, and it didn't have to be from a PPP loan, it could be for any reason. If someone received back pay from their employer, they had money that they decided they wanted to pay out to employees for whatever reason, you can contact us and report those back earnings to us, tell us which weeks they apply to, and then we would set up the overpayments. We also have employers who are going to send us spreadsheets of all the money they paid out to everyone so that we can then set up the overpayments, based on their calculations of what they gave out to all their employees.
Our next question is still from online. Amy asks, are they going to extend the $600 a week after July 25th?
So far, it hasn't happened, but that is at the federal level, so we'll have to keep watching federal legislation to see if there is an extension.
Thank you very much. Let's go back to a caller. We've got Monique on the line. Monique, what is your question?
Hi, thank you. Thank you for taking my question. I have two questions. Hopefully you can answer them both. The first one is my daughter receives a W-2 form. She's a caterer, works with a catering company, but the whole season has been canceled because they do weddings. She filed the very beginning of March. It's been, 3 months now, has received letters saying she's qualified, but no check. So I was wondering how she follows up to find out what's going on. And I myself am a hairdresser and cannot work. I'm a Schedule C, so I'm self-employed. And I'm concerned because I have not received anything either. And you were just talking about if you can get some type of PPP loan, how does that affect me? Even though I haven't received anything, am I still going to be able to get unemployment if I possibly receive a loan?
All right, so there's a couple things happening there. So when it comes to your daughter's claim and not having received payment yet, that would be specific to the claim. I wouldn't know by just the story of what might be happening with her. So depending on, if she did receive, I believe you said she received the financial determination saying that she's financially eligible. As long as she's filing her continuing claims, there should be at some point, when we get to her pending payments, that we would be able to contact her if there is some sort of a problem. At worst, she can just send us an email to uchelp@pa.gov, and someone will be able to look at it. As I mentioned, yes, there's a lot of emails in there, but we've reorganized them better. The oldest one is the one that's 49 days old, but that's not the norm. So that would be the best way to kind of get her place in line. She can still try to give us a call, but of course it is difficult to get through on the phone lines. So when it comes to the PUA benefits for yourself, those have been paid out for the most part. So if there is something particularly on your claim that we need, there should be, if you look in the dashboard of your claim, there is a list of issues there. There could be an issue on your claim, and it will explain what that issue is. Or I'm finding some people are expecting to receive their payments. They may have selected direct deposit, but the direct deposit did not set up properly. So if you selected direct deposit and you've been waiting for payments and you don't know where they are and everything looks fine on your claim, go check your mail and make sure you may have received a debit card from us and all of your money may be waiting for you there. We're actually finding a lot of those instances. It doesn't seem to be that rare. So make sure you check your debit card. Your money could be waiting for you somewhere on the debit card.
Thank you, Susan. Got Keith on the line next. Keith, what is your question, sir?
Hi. Yes, I opened a claim back in March, and I received my determination letter, but never received a PIN. Now, I haven't collected for over 8 years, and I don't remember what that PIN was. Do I need to request a new one, or how can I find out what my old PIN was?
So with your brand new claim, especially because your old claim is so old, if it's 8 years old, your PIN wouldn't be any good anymore. So with your new claim, you should have received a claim confirmation letter, which has your 4-digit PIN on it. But if you didn't, there is a spot on our website where you can go to request just the PIN. So www.uc.pa.gov. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's a big blue button that says Contact Us. So when you click on the Contact Us button, it takes you to a page with all sorts of contact information. One of those is a form that you can fill out to have your PIN reset. So if you do have online access, that would be the best way to get your PIN reset. Of course, if you don't have online access, you will just need to call us, as I said, 888-313-7284. It's better to try later in the week than earlier in the week. And then we'd be able to reset it. PINs are usually good for about, they're good for a year for your regular claim, but they do kind of linger a little bit longer, so they could be good for 2 claims.
Next question comes from Willard, who submitted it online. Willard asks, what is the expected time frame for resolving back weekly certifications? Unable to file weeks 1 through 7, email sent 5/10 of 2020, and he can't get through on the phone line.
It sounds like he is describing the PUA program, only because I know when you look in the dashboard, it actually numbers your weeks 1 through, however many weeks you have. So that, I do not know the exact day that we're expected to go live with that, but as I said, it's been 3 weeks. We should be getting pretty close. It's something it's functionality that didn't exist in the product that we bought, so we're adding it. So we will make sure everybody knows as soon as they can file those back weeks. We'll make sure everyone's aware of it so they can do that right away.
Thank you very much. Next, we've got a live caller. Essence, you're on the line with us. What is your question?
Thank you for taking my call. I have a question. My regular UC has exhausted. What is the process or what forms do you fill out to continue to get the PUEC? Or do you submit a form to have your claim reopened or reactivated? Thank you.
Sure, thank you, Essence. The way that you can get those additional 13 weeks, if you are still within your benefit year, so for everyone on regular unemployment, your benefit year lasts for a year. So whenever you open your claim, 1 calendar year will be how long your claim is active. Even if you run out of money on it, the claim is still active for a year. So that would be this case. So if you're still within your benefit year and you run out of money, the day that we make your last payment, 2 days later, your 13 weeks will be added. So you'll be able to see those, to have those continued claims available for you the next time you're going to file. So that's the easy way. You know, if you're still within your benefit year, you'll have the 13-week loaded and you should be able to go ahead. Now, if you are someone whose benefit year has ended, you do have to apply for those benefits. And that is, again, another federal requirement, and that's because as part of the unemployment program, we have to test you and see, are you eligible for a regular UC claim? Because, again, that order of payment, you have to take UC claim if you can qualify for it, and then that would be followed by PEUC if you don't qualify for a regular UC. So once you apply, we just quickly, it's just a one-pager. It's not long like our original application. You can do it online on www.uc.pa.gov. That's the best way. There's just an online form you can fill out. However, if you don't have online access, we are sending those applications. We did a mailing last week to anyone who may qualify with a paper application. We also will send them on an ongoing basis as soon as someone's regular UC is almost finished, about 2 weeks away. You'll receive a paper application as well.
Moving on, we've got a question from Bill. Bill, you're live on the call. What do you want to know?
Thank you for taking my call. I'm under the PUA program via direct deposit. Today I got my stimulus check minus the federal tax that was taken out of it, but I did not receive my weekly benefit money, which was supposed to have been already processed with the stimulus check. Just wondering, am I going to get a separate paper check for the weekly benefit in the upcoming mail?
That is correct, actually. So as I had mentioned, we had switched everyone over to paper checks. However, a couple days worth, I think about the first 2 days that we did that, the stimulus $600 checks were still going via your bank accounts. So we halted that, so it is kind of backwards. You wouldn't have received your regular payment because that's coming in the mail and it's a paper check, but you probably received your stimulus payment. So going forward, you won't receive the stimulus electronically either. You'll receive them both as paper check. And then, again, this is all just temporary until we get some additional safety measures into our system, and then we'll resume all of the electronic payments again. So there'll be some people who are affected that way. You will see your $600 in your account, but not your regular benefits because they're coming in the mail.
Thank you very much, Susan. And I'm being told that we need to begin to wrap this call up due to time constraints. So we have time for one more question. And we've got Karen on the line. Karen, go ahead with your question.
Yes, hi. I have a question regarding partial unemployment benefits. I've been filing, biweekly, and some weeks, most weeks, I get an email saying that I have earnings higher than average and it's under review. Sometimes I'll receive a small check. The question is, on the weeks that there's too much made and I don't get any benefit, do you still get the extra $600?
Hi, Karen. So on those weeks when you have excessive earnings, you would not get the additional $600. So there's very few instances where people don't get the $600, and that's one of them. The other instance is if someone's serving a penalty week for that week, they also don't get the $600. In every other case, you should. So on those weeks when you do have some earnings and you still receive a partial payment, you'll still get the $600 for those weeks.
So as I mentioned, we're coming to the end of our live event. I want to thank you for participating in today's L&I Town Hall. We appreciate the opportunity to speak directly with you and answer your questions. And now we'll start with closing comments from Secretary Oleksiak. Secretary?
Thank you, Dirk, and thank you to our fellow citizens that called in. We appreciate your patience. We appreciate your call, and we hope that you found this useful. I think Susan is indicative of the type of employees we have at Labor and Industry: knowledgeable, caring, professional. And please know that, as I said in the beginning, we are doing all we can to make sure that we get our residents of Pennsylvania the benefits that they deserve. So thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Secretary. Susan, did you have any final thoughts?
I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. This was the first time we tried something like this, and we weren't sure what we would get or how many questions we would get, but clearly, this had a great turnout, and we have so many more questions to answer. We're just very excited that you were able to spend this time with us. We do like spreading the word and letting everyone know, how our program's going and the progress that we're making with your benefits.
For all L&I updates, please visit their website at www.uc.pa.gov. Once again, if we were unable to address your questions, please send an email to uctownhall@pa.gov. Thank you again for everyone taking the time to participate on this call. We hope you stay healthy and safe and have a wonderful day.